Welcome. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Eternal October, episode 5, I think.
Yes.
Happy Halloween, almost.
Yee!
It's the 29th of October right now. Can you believe it?
I can believe it.
Yeah. It's time
Spooky.
for us to do the thing that we do. Don't forget to eat your mic all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. We're here with something special and Halloweeny for you. We got a madness bracket.
Ooh.
Now, Lauren, you weren't familiar with a madness bracket before this.
No, because I have never heard of it before, and I was really confused when you told me about it.
So why don't we explain what we're doing, I guess, a little bit. Okay. Well, a madness bracket is like, I think it comes from like sports, like March Madness.
Oh, is that where it comes from?
I think so. That type of thing. But,
Okay.
we're doing it with Halloween episodes of cartoons that or I guess mostly that I grew up with. There are a few on here that you weren't as familiar with. But we'll get to that.
I was familiar. I just didn't get into the shows.
Maybe
Yeah.
not as familiar. But yeah, so I picked all of these. And we are going to pit 2 of these against each other at a time. We have 8 in total, and we will slowly narrow them down to a final 2 and pick the winner for the best. Or, it's all super subjective. It's our favorite Halloween episode of these cartoons. And they're all Nickelodeon or
Cartoon
Network cartoons. No Disney. Ugh, none of that. None or anything else for that matter. So what do we have today? I'm going to just say the names of the cartoons we have, but I'm not going to reveal what matchups we have yet.
Fair.
So we're going over these episodes in no particular order. Ed, Edd and Eddy's Boo Ha Ha. Billy and Mandy, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Jacked Up Halloween. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Nightmare on Wilson Way. Codename Kids Next Door. Operation Tricky. Fairly Odd Parents. Scary Godparents. SpongeBob SquarePants. Scaredy Pants. Camp Lazlo. There's a name you don't hear that often. Halabeenies. Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. Featuring Phoebe Bridgers. Nightmare in Retroville. So that's what we got. And I guess we can just get into it. I think you guys, if you don't fully understand, you'll pick up on it quick enough. This shouldn't take that long. I don't know why I always reference how long, because you can see the time once the video's done.
Yeah.
Once the episode's out. It's just a bit of meta-ness. This one's only going to be 20 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
Okay. Our first matchup. You ready for this?
I'm scared. Not scared, but I'm nervous.
We have Foster's Home, Nightmare on Wilson Way versus Fairly Odd Parents, Scary Godparents.
Oh, this is
not
easy.
the hardest one. Not the hardest matchup.
This one's easy for me.
You know which one you like more.
Yeah.
I don't want you to reveal that just yet, though.
Okay.
I'm going to say this one's kind of a toss-up for me.
Interesting.
And it's not because I am a big fan of either of these episodes, if I'm just being honest. I thought these were some of the more lacking ones.
Yeah, agreed.
If I'm real. Though I do love Foster's Home as a show. And I appreciate the first earlier seasons of Fairly Odd Parents. So I don't know, why don't we go over these? Let's go over Foster's Home and then go over Fairly Odd Parents, and then we can see where we stand after that. So Foster's Home. I did take a few notes on everything, except this one. I only have one note.
Interesting.
My one note. By the way, this occurred very late in the series. It's season 5, episode 11 out of 6 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I remembered there was a different horror episode, but I don't think it was a Halloween episode. There's one where I think someone was watching Frankenstein or something, and it was a stormy night, and that was kind of a cool episode. But we wanted episodes, at least I kind of made it a rule to pick episodes where Halloween is happening in the episode,
which is fair. Yeah.
Yeah, because I also saw for SpongeBob, the hash slinging slasher was coming up as the SpongeBob Halloween episode. And I said, no, there's one where it's actually Halloween, so that's the one we went with.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, back to this. Nightmare on Wilson Way. So as I had said, it may have been one of the more underwhelming ones overall, just to show my hand, but I did enjoy it. I did still enjoy it overall. And my favorite takeaway is just how much of a complete psychopath Blue is. And I love it. I love how he thinks that he's killed Harriman.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yes! He's immediately so proud of himself.
He's very ecstatic that he did the job.
And he goes and he starts bragging about how he killed him. He's like, he does a Halloween trick, which a lot of these episodes were surprisingly centered around tricks instead of treats.
Yeah, I noticed that too when doing this. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess it's an easy approach to a Halloween episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the peanut can thing where it's like, can you help me open this? And then the things come flying out. And it turns out everyone in the house is playing a trick on him, where they're pretending to be zombies and each get picked off one by one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good episode, I think, but just one of the more underwhelming ones. What do you think?
I agree.
You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it. It kind of started off slow for a bit because this is Foster's Home was definitely one of I know of the show, and I tried getting into it and it didn't really hit. So, which earlier, we said, there's a couple of shows like that here for me, and this was one of them. But no, I actually liked the episode a lot.
Yeah, luckily we're judging these in a vacuum as if the rest of the series doesn't exist. We're putting our biases aside and just judging the episodes themselves. And yeah,
I kind of like how it was because Blue thinks he killed
Harriman.
Yeah, Harriman, and it could be kind of becomes a whodunit in a way. Which I kind of like that aspect. And then, of course, when they're all running through the house trying to escape because they think everyone there at the party is zombies, I kind of like that. And then them referencing at the time Walking Dead. I thought that was pretty funny in a way.
Walking Dead, and there were obviously references to Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Which was the other show made by, I think it was Craig McCracken.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the name, right? Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I'll fact check it, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, he had, they had,
what's her face dressed as
they had
Blossom.
Frankie was Blossom, and there was another one. Mojo Jojo was in there.
Oh yeah, Mojo. That's right.
Yeah. So any thoughts you wanted to go off of? You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I just had that's when it was fun. It kind of started off slow for me, but it picked up very quickly right after Blue killed Aramon. So
yeah.
Which I liked that because I was like, oh, okay. But then it started picking up and I was like, oh, okay, wait, this is actually pretty cool. I don't kind of like the ending though because the ending just freaking cuts off.
He gives Mac the candy and...
Yeah.
He kind of mows everyone down, and then I don't. Oh, he wakes up. Mac wakes up like naked. In the plot, and then Wilt is there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought the ending, because we both even said when we were like, oh, it just cuts off there.
I guess honestly, this isn't. I was kind of talking it down a little bit now that I think about it. It might be on like the top half of these episodes for me out of the 8 we watched.
Yeah.
It is good.
I had fun. It was a cheesy, fun time.
Yeah, this is one of the ones where I like noted, kind of the kiddiness of it. There's definitely like parts in this and parts in just some of these episodes that are don't really hold up once you're an adult anymore.
Yeah.
But I also think it's not something I want to hold against any of these too much, because they are for kids, and we're the weirdos watching them when we're almost, in our later half of our 20s.
Yeah.
And judging them. But yeah.
Agreed.
Anyway, that was the only note I had. Blue's a complete psychopath.
That's so funny. I mean, Blue is very unhinged in this episode, so I liked it for that too.
Awesome.
So
I'm down to switch the topic to Fairly Odd Parents.
yeah.
So, Fairly Odd Parents, Scary Godparents. I'll tell you what I noted first. Okay, so I thought it was pretty good right off the bat, I gotta say. Like the opening jokes got me pretty good.
Yeah, same.
Timmy's parents were like Timmy's mom went as Timmy's dad, and his dad went as his mom, and that shit was pretty funny.
Yeah, and then Timmy was like, "Yep, gonna need therapy after this."
Yeah,
I thought that was hilarious.
yeah, there was like one or two like funny things right there in the opening.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it kind of like fell off in quality after that, to me, in my opinion. Other things I noted, we got Frankie Muniz in here.
Yeah.
As Chester McBadbat. I noted that I thought it was interesting that there's kind of like this eat the rich undertone to this episode.
Yeah, it is. I noticed that too, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I see what they were doing at the time."
Yeah, they're like, these rich kids got the good costumes.
Yeah, like the dude was like,
"Yeah, the mayor or whatever.
I just got $250,000 right now," and I'm like, "Wait," because I even called him. I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, one of them leaves like after trick or treating. He's like, "I got $12,000 and a chocolate bar."
Yep.
Yeah, and then Timmy's parents like give away all his shit to the kids because they like their costumes, the rich boy costumes.
Fucked up.
I noted song bad, please no. For some reason, there's singing in this. There's a really bad song that's in the middle of this episode, and this happened in 2 of these episodes. I don't know. It wasn't good either time.
No, I forget which one the other.
I remember. I've got it noted.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember.
We'll get there.
I think I know, but yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, not a fan of that. Weird detour. But yeah. I noted I liked the aesthetics, but I noted this for most of these. I really just love like a nice art style. Doing the Halloween aesthetic was 9 out of 10 times going to get me. I love it. Love the fall aesthetic. Love like seeing the dark and the jack-o'-lanterns and the costumes and like it's not that hard to make something visually pleasing with Halloween.
Yeah, I love all that shit too. So,
and I don't think they really fumbled it. There was like 1 or 2 of these that I kind of thought fumbled that, but for the most part, most of these like look really nice. And last thing I noted is that it was a cool concept. What if people turned into their Halloween costume? How fucked would you be?
Yeah.
I thought it was a good concept. That's where it ends, kind of. I think it could have been a lot more enjoyable as an episode. I wasn't super impressed or like engaged. I wasn't laughing a lot. I wasn't.
Yeah.
There's definitely better episodes of the show. I think I don't even remember. This is the first time I've watched any of these shows in ages.
Same.
So, that's where it is for me. What did you think of this episode?
God, same thing actually. I wrote in my notes, thought it was cute and fun until the musical bit and got a little odd.
Yeah. It never really fully recovered after that.
Once the musical bit hit, I was like, oh. I'm like, and the song, like, wasn't even, I didn't understand the reasoning for the song. Like, yeah, like, there's another show that does a musical thing, like we were saying.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really fit. I don't know why at the time, they thought that was, like, cool.
In this particular episode, they really ruined it. Like, they had, like, a decent, if like somewhat standard, like backing song.
Yeah.
And then they just have Tara Strong come in and be like, it sounds awful.
Yeah.
It sounds really bad.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Hearing Timmy sing over it. Yeah.
It was, it was really weird. I mean, I love musicals, but I always found it odd, like when TV shows would like randomly like break out in song. I always thought it was like so out of place.
What's weird and funny is I was obsessed with one of the Fairly Odd Parents songs as a kid.
Oh, really?
They did this movie where like the Pixies try and take over.
Oh, yeah.
And there's this part where he sings to the clown and his name's Flappy Bob.
Yes.
And I only know that because I listened to that song on repeat.
Oh, my God.
When I was a kid, I loved that song. It's like this ballad where he's like trying to show him how like he's been corporatized and lied to.
Yeah.
And like I was like, oh, this song's so fucking deep. I was like 12 years old. They did that song good. That song fucks.
Oh my God, you thought the song was deep. Oh, that's hilarious.
That song fucked when I was 12.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. I love that.
Here? No, the song sucks.
Yeah, no, it's so because like what you mentioned earlier, the beginning of the episode, right in the when it starts, it's like really good, and it is good, and right when the musical number hits, because the musical number comes out of nowhere, so like you're not expecting it, and so when it does happen, you're like, wait, what the fuck?
I think all three of us, because Maddie was watching.
Yeah, because we all
the song started, and we're like, oh.
Yeah, and then we all went on our phones. I noticed that too. Yeah.
Well, I went on to write the note. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I went to write it on my note too, but I noticed Maddie like automatically like went on her phone.
It's just like, oh, this is kind of awkward and weird. Why is this here?
It was definitely out of left field, and and then like after that, like you said, it never recovered, and so then all of a sudden he starts fighting. He's like on hunt to find a costume because like he's a mummy. So, like, he's all broken and, like, I don't know. It felt kind of weird.
It's not that bad, but, like, it's not great.
I thought it had me in the first, it's like that GIF, had me in the first half, not gonna lie. That's literally how I felt, because it was very, like, the aesthetics and everything was there. And then, like, the back half of the episode kind of fell off, and it wasn't, like, it didn't really play into, like, the Halloween. It didn't feel Halloween after that.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready to decide between these two.
Same.
I'm guessing we're on the same page.
Yeah, Foster's Home.
I would move Foster's forward.
Already said it. Foster's Home.
Yeah. So Foster's moves into the next round.
Woo.
And Fairly Odd is out. Up
Bye,
next, though, we've got another one that should not, we shouldn't, neither of us are going to be too terribly passionate about these, but I think I know what wins for me.
Okay.
We got Camp Lazlo, Halabeenies versus Codename Kids, Tricky.
Ooh.
And we're just going to start here with Camp Lazlo. This is the other show that had a song, by the way.
Yes. So I was on, I was right.
Now let me see what I noted here. I guess, like, kind of summary of this one. All the Bean Scouts get on a bus and leave for home for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And the Scoutmaster, I think Lumpus, is
Yeah.
he's gonna take advantage of being an adult on Halloween with no kids around and just lays around with oatmeal on his face and take a bath.
Try to eat his chocolate bar.
Yeah, and just relax. And but the main character, Laszlo, and his two friends, Raj and Clam,
Mm-hmm.
stay behind, unbeknownst to him, and they decide they're gonna go trick or treating at the only house in campus, which is Lumpus's house.
Yep.
And they kind of spend the whole night trick or treating at his house over and over again. That's kind of like the
That's
summary.
the whole episode.
Yeah, it's a short one. This one was like 11 or 12 minutes long.
Yeah.
Most of these were like 20 minutes. A couple were shorter like this. What'd I say? First thing I noted right off the bat, the aesthetics, the painted style. I really think this is like a beautiful looking show in the background. I don't know if you thought that or noticed that, but it was very...
No,
It's just like the show's aesthetic. It's very pretty backgrounds.
No, it is.
Nice colors.
Yeah, I like the color scheme.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool for what it was.
The only other note I had was song why. Because at one part Lumpus starts singing about...
I wrote in my notes that it loses me at song.
Yep. Just don't do it. Don't put the song in your Halloween episode.
Yeah. I didn't really...
But it wasn't as bad or intrusive, in my opinion, as Foster... Or, no, not... Fairly Odd
Parents.
Because the Fairly Odd Parents one was supposed to kind of be like epic. This one felt like it was supposed to kind of be dumb. Because he was just like, oh, I'm eating candy or something. It was like...
God. Yeah.
It was like, you know... But definitely... one of those moments that felt, again, like kind of kiddie. And that it's just kind of cringe when you're this age and they break out into a song about eating candy or something.
Yeah.
But I say overall, I did absolutely love the show as a kid. And like I wouldn't mind rewatching some other episodes even now. I say I enjoyed it overall. This one was probably a bit underwhelming as a Halloween episode, though.
Agreed. My second note for this episode was, to me, it didn't feel like a Halloween episode.
Yeah, which is weird because it is like it's got the trick or treating thing, but it's more of a bit.
Yeah, that's all it is, because they just keep running around in a circle, just going to the same house.
Then they eat a bunch of candy.
Yeah, and then that's it, and then the song, and that's that's the whole episode. I found that a little redundant. It was funny. No, I wouldn't even say it was funny. I thought it was okay for the first time. It got boring after the second and the 10th time.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I kept doing the same thing, and I didn't really. It lost me.
Not an amazing showing from Camp Laszlo, and not, in my opinion, the worst one on this list.
And what is it? I also, yes, as much as I like the art design of the show and stuff like that, I kind of felt a little underwhelming. Because there really isn't a whole bunch of Halloween stuff in this.
It doesn't reach its potential because it doesn't have the usual Halloween backdrop.
Yeah.
But specifically, like right at the beginning of the show, when it was supposed to be like kind of sunset and it was like the nice browns and
yeah, I did like that.
Yellow.
That
and,
I did like.
Orange, whatever.
Yeah.
Like it looked really nice then, and then it wasn't a typical like neighborhood with all the lights and costume. It didn't have all that stuff going on, really.
Yeah, it was just like it was just at the camp, and it's just them and them being goofy and just yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much my two notes that I have for this. Just the random out of song place, and then doesn't feel like a Halloween episode.
Fair enough. Then we'll go on to Codename Kids, Operation Tricky.
Yes.
Should I just be blunt? I think
Go
this
ahead.
I think this is the worst one on the list. Personally.
Yeah,
And
I can agree with that.
I was also like, I did like the show as a kid for sure, but it felt super childish to me.
Oh, yeah,
at least
definitely.
this episode did. And like, I didn't find anything very clever or funny, or like, it was just kind of like grown men talking like babies, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone be like yelling and being like, "Ah, candy!" And yeah, not a strong showing from Codename Kids, in my opinion. I'll tell you what I wrote down. One of these notes kind of became invalidated because I was, I guess, confused.
Yeah.
Because he goes in. So what happens in this episode? There's a very quick. This is the other like 11-minute episode. There's like a very quick, forced kind of setup at the beginning where it's like number 4, and then like the other 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and 5 are like, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get more candy than you," and he's like, "No, you're not," and then they're
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, we are. See you later, dork." And then he's like, "I'm gonna get more candy," and then he like goes to a pirate's house, and it turns
Yeah.
into a ship, and then he gets into the ship, and they steal his one candy, and then he like finds a sea of candy inside, and I guess he decides he's gonna ride the ship all the way to the treehouse, so he wins, and he does win, and that's how it ends. That's like kind of the whole episode. Yeah, my first note was just like, this dude like got into the ship and he claimed his single candy instead of like filling it up with the other candy. But then I didn't realize at that point he was just gonna steal the whole ship, I guess.
Yeah.
But whatever. And the other note I had was, it's not very Halloweeny.
Yeah, that's pretty much my takeaway. I only have 2 notes for that, and I wrote, doesn't feel like a Halloween episode. Boy gets his candy stolen and spends the whole episode trying to get it back. What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's
and it's
literally
kind
what I
of
wrote.
it's kind of just about number 4, which is he's like kind of
He's just whining the whole time.
He's whining, yeah. He's a really obnoxious.
And
kinda,
it was really fucking annoying.
yeah.
So, yeah, this was. I wouldn't say.
Like, I don't even think I would have loved this as a kid. I feel like I would have wanted more on my Halloween episode.
Yeah, I would. Same. Cause yeah, Codename Kids. I didn't hate the show. I always thought it was fine for what it was. I just wasn't into it as much as like a lot of other people that I knew growing up with. But I always thought it was okay for what it was. But yeah, this episode kind of was just like, yeah, and it reminded me because yeah, I never really did like number 4 anyways, as a kid. So
I think I did like him as a kid.
Oh,
and now,
really?
Now that I'm an adult, I'm like, oh, jeez.
I never really liked him, and this just solidified the inner child in me as to why I never did like him. Because he was the whole episode, he's just whining.
Like, he was kind of like the rebel of them, but like,
Yeah.
as an adult, it's just really annoying
Mm-hmm.
to hear him whine about everything.
Yeah, and it doesn't really. Yeah, it doesn't. There's really like
Whinging.
no Halloween aesthetic going on in this episode.
There's very little.
Yeah, it's very small amount,
As
and
they're
I
like
was just
plowing through the town, you can see some like Halloween aesthetic going on, but it's like it's very kept to a minimum,
yeah,
and
I
it's
was,
not the most vibrant looking either.
No, it's not.
No. So you know, I think that's good.
Yeah,
We didn't have the nicest thing to say about either of these, but as I said, I think Codename was kind of the worst one, so I think Camp Lazlo gets it by default, personally.
I really did not like either of these 2 episodes, but yeah, I guess Camp Lazlo for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I think they were both bad, but if I had to choose, yeah. I would rather watch the kids just go to the same house than watching a dumb other kid just complain the whole time and try to get his candy.
Yeah. All right. Well, that makes the next round easier then anyway. Here we go. Here's a worthy matchup.
Oh, no. I'm scared.
We have SpongeBob. Let me get the name of the episode because it's Scaredy Pants. Season 1, episode 13. So fucking prime SpongeBob right here.
Yes.
Versus The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Okay.
Jacked Up Halloween. And I do know personally which one I prefer, but I'm still going to say let's start here with SpongeBob.
Yes. I think I already know your answer for this.
I took one no here. I guess it was your pink hat.
That's funny because I only wrote one note for SpongeBob too.
What's that?
Mine was my 2 favorite memes are in the episode.
What's the other one? I know there's the Mr. Krabs one.
And then the SpongeBob one when they pull off the sheet off him and he's just standing there.
The brain head.
Yeah, the brain head.
No, so yeah, full disclosure. I love this episode. I always have.
Yes, same.
It's got the aesthetics through and through.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's charming. It's got all the best out of SpongeBob. I feel like, and I'm glad that I still really do appreciate it. Some of these really jumped off the screen as something that I still can appreciate as an adult. And this is one of them.
Agreed.
I absolutely loved it. I always loved the ending when, yeah. So what happens in this one? SpongeBob's scared of everything on Halloween, and he always gets people scare his ass.
He's scared of the Flying Dutchman.
He's scared of everything. And everyone gets him every Halloween, and he's known as Scaredy Pants. And then, so he decides he's going to be scary for Halloween. He puts on a sheet. He gets called a haunted mattress by a bunch of kids. And then he...
I thought that was so good. I literally I was forming tears because that was so unexpected.
It's funny.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
So he gets Patrick to shave his whole body off, basically. But, of course, you don't see until later what he did.
The reveal is great.
Yeah, you see that he turned him into the ghost. And by the way, just another little funny bit here was when he's like, what's the difference between this ghost and me? And Patrick's looking at the ghost on his hand and SpongeBob back and forth for 30 seconds. He's like, oh, don't tell me. Wait. No. It's hilarious.
I loved it. Yeah.
It's great.
It was awesome.
This episode is also, like I noted while we were watching, it's before they turned Patrick into a flanderized, just complete idiot. He was charmingly stupid, but he wasn't fully overboard, insufferable character.
Yeah, now he's so redundant of being stupid, and it's mostly just him for the gags of what they're going for. Where the earlier episodes of SpongeBob, it comes off like you said, charming. It's an innocent stupid.
Yeah, it works. It's that's
and it works.
That's his character
in the earlier seasons.
I guess if anything, I wish we got a little more out of Squidward here. But what he does is funny. Also, another thing to note: this is a 12-minute episode. They did so much in It's a great 12-minute episode.
And it didn't even feel like 12 minutes. It felt like a normal the 20-minute.
In a good way, though.
Yeah, because there's so much that's happening.
It's not like, this dragged on. No, it just feels like a complete story.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably just keep talking about this one. I don't know if there's anything else I want to note. But yeah, it's great when Mr. Krabs gets the apple stuck in his throat and he makes the face. I
love that part so much. I was freaking out, my meme, because I love that meme. That's my favorite meme from the show.
Then at the end, you get the reveal that the Flying Dutchman comes in and he's like, "You're always pissing me off trying to dress up as me," to all the people at the Krusty Krab, and he's like, Squidward "But nothing's been." Yeah, Squidward takes off his costume.
He's like, "Oh, I didn't dress up."
And then he's like, "But this is the most offensive one ever." He points at SpongeBob. He's just a sheet, the sleeping bag, the haunted sleeping bag, and then he takes his costume off and it just hard cut to him flying out of the Krusty Krab screaming.
Well, no, it stands on him for like a minute.
Yeah.
That's what's great. He's just standing there, and it's just so funny. And then that's when it cuts from the outside, and everyone just starts running. I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, and then of course the context of the quote I wrote down, because Patrick doesn't realize what's going on. He's like, SpongeBob's got his brain out, and he's just like a stick of sponge, and he's like, "We did it! I really scared him." And Patrick's like, "I guess it was your pink hat."
And then
and I remember that just always killed me as a kid.
Yeah,
and it's still funny.
And then SpongeBob's like, "Oh no, that's my brain." And then Patrick's like, "Oh!" And then he starts running away, screaming.
Yeah.
And then SpongeBob's like, "No, wait, it grows back." And that's where the episode ends. I love it. It's so good.
Yes, this is definitely one that would be hard to beat. That's it. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, we were just hyping this one up.
Sorry, what?
No, I said we were just hyping this one up because it's good.
Yeah, no, we've got some good ones in the second half of this bracket here. Billy and Mandy Jacked Up Halloween, Season 1, Episode 15. Always love a Season 1 Halloween episode. So,
yes.
I'm going to say... I only took 2 notes here, actually. The first one was that it's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, I feel like this one, for me, hits most of the Halloween beats of the aesthetics and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Billy and Mandy in general actually does, because I love this show. It's one of my favorites. So
I do love this show.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good episode too.
Yes, same.
Let's see what else. The only other note that I had kind of skips right up to the end, so maybe we should just explain what happens in this episode.
Yeah. You go ahead.
So, in this episode's about a character named Jack, which is like a jack-o'-lantern, which is actually like the Haunted Horseman, repurposed as like a different character. And Jack was this jester from like times of yore when Ennsville had like a whole kingdom or something.
Yeah.
And like the show kind of points fun at that concept in itself.
That was
with
pretty
Mandy
good.
being like, "We had a castle," like, or whatever she says.
Yeah, she says something very sarcastic, which I liked.
And yeah, so there's this jester Jack, and he would always pull pranks on everyone, and so he pulled a prank on the queen or king. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was the queen.
The queen, and she like demands he gets his head off for it, basically. And Grim goes to do the job. Jack pranks him with tickling him with a feather and makes a deal with him that he can't kill him. But Grim takes advantage of the deal by cutting his head off, but he still lives.
Yeah, because he can't live in the real world, but he can still live in the afterlife.
Yeah, and
I think that's what it was. Yeah,
he's got a pumpkin head, and he still comes out every Halloween to pull pranks on people. That's like the main thing going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Billy goes for Halloween as Grim and takes his scythe, and he ends up delivering it right to Jack.
Yes.
And trouble ensues.
Yes.
So yeah, what I wrote my note about, like, probably the part that just like was so out of pocket and made me laugh, was like right up at the final like confrontation. Billy just pulls his ass out and starts mooning
Oh
him.
my god!
He's like,
yeah.
"Hey!" And he just starts playing with his ass, and the fucking Jack is just like, "What the hell?" Like,
Yeah, like everyone's just standing there in disbelief, like, "Yo, what is this fucking kid doing with his ass out midair?"
he's like,
Literally.
"You're distracting me."
Yeah,
when he's
I
like
was kinda
supposed to be killing Grim.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked by that.
Me too. Like,
yeah, because I was like, if I do remember, there are moments where fucking Billy will pull his pants down in other episodes.
It's just so perfect and of its time, though.
Yeah. So when it happened, I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck? But then I was remembering, I'm like, oh wait, no, this is actually normal.
Yeah.
This happens.
No, I just thought it was hilarious.
No, it is, because he's literally has his ass wide open mid-air. It's like, yo, what the fuck?
There's another running gag in here, too, of Erwin trying to impress Mandy.
Yeah, I hate Erwin.
It's so funny how pathetic he is.
He's annoying. I never really liked him when I was a kid. He's annoying, but it actually works in this episode. He wasn't as annoying in this one. Yeah,
he's a punching bag.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, he keeps showing up in like a dumb costume and trying to impress Mandy, and she's like,
she's not having it.
Not like that's not a scary costume, you idiot.
Yeah, because he pops up like as Sleeping Beauty in the beginning.
Like Little Bo Peep.
Yeah. I like what happens to him at the end though.
I'm Little Bo Peep and I've lost my mind.
Yeah.
She's like cuts him off. Yeah. You like what happens to him at the end? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny.
So ultimately, Erwin saves the day by being pathetic and falling into like trap after trap.
Yeah.
Setting off like a loop of pranks.
Well, that's because Mandy had set it up.
Yeah.
So she knew. I got the gist that she knew that he was gonna come to like help.
Yeah. And that's how Jack gets taken down pretty much, because I guess Grimm finds a loophole and sends him to the other dimension.
Well, they laugh to death.
Yeah.
Because, watching Erwin go through all the torture.
Yes. So that's what happens. I did like the episode. I did find parts of it funny. I did find the aesthetics pretty great. Did you have anything you wanted to say about it?
That's pretty much it. I didn't really have any like criticisms against it. I thought it was really fun.
It was good.
Yeah, I didn't really have any complaints with this episode. I thought it was pretty fun.
All right, then we go to the matchup.
Oh no.
It was good.
Yeah.
I do not think it was as good as SpongeBob. That's my take. I think if this was in a different round, it definitely could have made it further, but it's up against one of the best ones here, in my opinion.
Pitting two bad bitches against each other.
Yeah, we got SpongeBob Brainhead.
This sucks. I enjoyed both episodes.
Well.
And it hurts, but I'm gonna I'm gonna go SpongeBob.
We're going SpongeBob, me
it
boy.
Was, I have to. They had both of my favorite memes in here. So that alone, I have to. But I enjoyed both. I loved both.
All right, we're crossing off Billy and Mandy.
No.
Sad. Rest in
Rip.
peace.
Well, literally.
Yes. And on to our final bracket of the first round. Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. What was the name of this episode?
Wasn't it Boy Genius?
It was something Nightmare in Retroville.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's what it was.
And that's up against Ed, and Eddie's Boo Ha Ha. Which, well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So, up first, Jimmy Neutron, Nightmare in Retroville. I took a few notes.
I think I have like, yeah.
First off, I thought it was pretty good.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. I still found a lot of it funny. I thought it was cool. I noted the in the intro card, the Nightmare.
Yes, same.
Was the Nightmare on Elm Street logo, which was a really cool nod. You love to see, and like in about half of these, you do see them throwing bones out there for the adults watching.
Yeah.
And there's definitely some of that here, which there usually is in Jimmy Neutron.
Mm-hmm.
There was another similar scene to the thing in Fairly Odd Parents in this, where I think Sheen says like you need to go to counseling.
Yeah.
To Carl when he's like, I lust for blood.
Yeah, he's like, I think you need counseling.
Yeah.
Sheen, I fucking love Sheen. He's so real. I've always loved him. And he was really funny in this episode, but he's funny in all of the episodes.
I agree.
Yeah, he's like he's my favorite character.
Leave that Planet Sheen shit at home, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens in this episode? Quickly, Jimmy comes up with a way to, it's kind of like the Fairly Odd Parents one. He finds a way to turn his friends into like real versions of their the costumes that they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So he turns Carl into Dracula, and he turns Sheen into a werewolf. His dad accidentally turns himself into Frankenstein, and that's kind of the main conflict. Though, I probably would say this one's better than the Fairly Odd Parents one too.
Yeah, I think what they do with the costume thing actually makes a lot more sense, because it's when they're out and about trick-or-treating that they start realizing that their costumes actually come into life and making them like be their costumes.
Yeah, because it was just supposed to be like realistic looking, but like they start actually like Carl wants to suck blood, Sheen wants to bite people, and there's some weird adult stuff going on with that.
Oh yeah.
But it's pretty funny though.
It's out there, but it's tame at the same time, I noticed.
Yeah, so what really got me with this one was some of the visual gags, like two of the funniest things here, Carl becoming a bat.
Yes.
It's just his big dopey ass head with wings around it.
Like I said, he looks like a mushroom with wings.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And another thing, Jimmy as the octopus at the end.
Oh God, that's a jump scare.
It looks so bad and so funny though.
It works though, yeah, because it's pretty. I'm not gonna lie, it actually looks pretty shitty at the end when you see him.
He does,
but it works though at the same time.
It looks like a bad video game, but that's the thing about this Jimmy Neutron is they made it like 3D. It's like a different style of animation.
Yeah,
and it's a lot more like a video game.
The
way and you can tell like everything's really fast and smooth. It's very interesting compared to most of the other animation because of the way that the show was done.
Well, yeah, at the time because they were doing like the whole 3D, right? Yeah, animation and not a lot of.
It was so
at the time we're doing that. They were either just starting to come up with 2D.
Yeah, well, just coming up with 3D.
Yeah.
And this was one of the first shows. I mean, I didn't look that much into it, but it's clearly one of the, at least like the first Nick show that did it.
Yeah.
And some shit looks goofy, but like it's funny as hell.
Yeah,
and,
it works.
Some of it's clearly supposed to look goofy too. Like they didn't have to make Carl look like that. They did it because it's fucking funny.
His fucking big ol' head with the little bat wings. It was so funny. He literally looked like a mushroom.
Exactly.
And then fucking Sheen being Sheen.
Yeah, so overall I say this is a good one.
Yeah, it was. It was fun.
And I'm ready to talk about our last contender,
yes.
if you are.
I'm ready to talk about this one too. I've been holding on.
Yeah, Ed, and Eddie, boo, ha, ha.
Yes.
And I won't show all my cards here yet, but I love this episode. I love this show. This is maybe my favorite kids' cartoon.
Agreed. Same.
Just overall. And watching this, I just fell in love all over again. Like, it's literally no less funny than when I was a kid. There's nothing that felt like too childish. It just felt like I was watching a good show. A good, funny-ass, unique, creative, visually interesting show.
Same.
And, I didn't take tons of notes on here, but
I only got one note for this.
The aesthetics, whatever, it's known as like an ugly show, I guess. I guess because the characters are purposely supposed to be like goofy looking.
Wait, what?
The aesthetics, beautiful.
I never thought this show was ugly.
Yeah, it's got that rep.
Wait, what the fuck? That's news to me.
Yeah. A lot of shows are. Jimmy Neutron also. And, the Rugrats, of course.
Yeah, I never thought of this as an ugly show, though, because I always like the animation.
I think it's great. this was one of the last shows that they, did old school animation on where they drew every frame.
Yeah.
At least for the first few seasons. I don't actually believe this episode was done that way. This one was digitally done like their later seasons, if I am correct. I could be wrong. But I know they made the switch at some point though.
I know, yeah. But this one didn't even look like it was digital if it is, because it looks like it was drawn.
No, the colors are really nice. Especially one of my favorite things about the episode is Ed's horror movie vision.
Yes.
And every time he goes into Ed's vision, it's got like this cool like old school horror filters on it, and it's doing like just some really unique shit. I don't know. Did you have anything to say? I've got a couple notes.
The only note that I have for this is what is it? Hold on. I'm going to have to pull it up. Yeah, I only have one note for this, and it was the eyeball lamppost.
Eyeball.
That was the intro before the episode started. When they were doing the credits before the episode started, there is an eyeball lamppost that kind of like, you see the normal, and then it filters, and then it's like an eyeball, and it it cuts out or something like that. I thought the animation with that was really fucking cool because it looked like a real eyeball.
Kind of like the Edo vision.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was my only note for this because I don't have any complaints with this. I thought they nailed the Halloween aesthetic. They nailed everything down. And actually, this one for me actually feels like the true Halloween episode.
It's the Eds being Eds, and they utilize every side character.
Yes.
They run into each of them. They each play their own part, and then at the end, it all comes back to them.
Yeah, exactly, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
Because the whole time they're spending trying to get to this other town.
Spooky Town.
Yeah, Spooky Town.
Or whatever.
And so you literally we're just following them on their adventure, just trying to get to the Spooky Town, and then comes to find out fucking Ed's brother lied to him.
As always.
Yeah, go figure. But
it leads to his own house, yeah.
Yeah, because it was so awesome. Double D is like, dude, this is your house. And he's like, wait, oh my God, wait, it is my house.
It's like, my brother sucks.
Yeah. I thought it was great. No, Ed and Eddie. I fucking love this show. I always have. And this actually made me realize how much I love this show. Like the original theme song to this is fucking great. Like after this, I'm probably gonna like rewatch the show now because I haven't seen it in years until we watched it last night.
And Ed and Eddie always nailed the specials too. Because I knew before we went back to this was one of the ones I was most anticipating watching.
I was excited for this one when you sent me the list. I was like, oh, fuck yes. I'm so excited.
I always loved the boo ha ha.
Yeah.
I always loved the jingle jingle jangle.
Mm-hmm.
I love Ed and Eddie.
Same. I don't have any... that was really my only note, the eyeball lamppost.
So many bits per minute in this show. Like, there's always something that's funny to look at. Or the sound design, there's always something funny to listen. There's like pig noises at random times. Like,
yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah.
It's just like.
And I think this was also one of the shorter episodes too, right?
No, this one was a full length.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
To me, it went by so fast because of how jam packed everything is. But see, that's what makes it great.
That's just how it works.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the whole show works like that. It's just,
it does.
It's always something funny. It was my favorite thing to catch on TV as a kid.
Same.
What else do I have? I love Double D's costume. I always love that he was the bubonic plague.
For a second, I thought he was a germ.
Well,
because I thought it was a germ. I was like, oh, he's a germ, and then he was like, oh no, I'm the bubonic plague, and I was like, oh, never mind. But no, I loved his costume too. His costume was fucking great. It
says so much about his character.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how like the theme song says a lot about their characters.
Yes, the theme song's fucking goated.
In case we talk about like shows at length at some point, I'll keep it kind of short for now, but I'll just keep it about the episode itself. Last thing I had was like a paraphrase of a quote that I thought was really funny when Double D says something like, Ed has gone beyond acceptable Halloween etiquette, Eddie, or something.
Oh yeah, that quote was great. Think that's I can't even remember, but yeah, I think you're on par.
It was something close to that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just the shit he says cracks me up.
No, it was so good. Yeah, the humor and the jokes. Yeah, I don't have anything to. It's all fucking great.
It's all great. I totally agree.
It's all good. I don't have any complaints.
And
this was the true Halloween episode for me personally, aside from Jimmy Neutron.
Aside from Jimmy Neutron, interesting. Yeah. So what do you? Because they are up against each other.
Yeah.
And for me, it's Ed, and Eddie, just out the gate.
No, I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Easy.
Yeah. Again,
sorry, Jimmy.
If Jimmy Neutron was in a different bracket, then
that sucks because
things could have been different. But I don't think it ever would have made it to the end as long as the Ed boys were in town.
Yeah. I mean, no, Jimmy's episode was great too. That was also another good Halloween episode. But yeah, gotta go with my 3 boys.
All right.
They were fucking good. Their episode was great.
And that brings us to the finals round of our bracket.
Oh no.
Actually, no, it's not the finals. But the finals are gonna be a little underwhelming after one of these. So
yeah. Oh no.
We've already talked about every episode in depth, so now things can get
speed run.
Yeah, things can be talked pretty quickly. Especially this first one, I think it's going to be pretty obvious. We've got Foster's Home versus Camp Lazlo. And Foster's Home, we agree, was a good episode.
Yeah.
Camp Lazlo kind of won by default because Codename was not a good episode. So I think we would both choose to move on Foster's.
Yeah.
So that's that. Camp Lazlo's out here. Foster's moves on. Now, this is like the real main event.
Oh, is it what I think it is?
SpongeBob versus Ed, and Eddie.
Ah, here we go. This is where we're going to be fucking talking for 4 hours.
Well,
here we go.
So
it started.
We already covered the episodes, but now it's more about where do we stand. And I got to say, I don't immediately have an answer. Because I think these are the 2 best on this list for sure. I kind of felt this way before I even revisited all of them.
Same.
But it just confirmed that when I saw all of these episodes, and I'm like, it's not just nostalgia. These are both the best written episodes. Adults can enjoy it. There's a lot to enjoy artistically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I was talking to you about, how there's going to be 2 shows pitting 2 bad bitches against each other, and it's going to pain me because I can't choose. This is it.
I think we can come to a conclusion. I think I know what...
I can't choose.
I think I know what has, the slight edge for me. Just basically personal preference, but I would like to hear your side if you have one.
I don't, because I can't choose between these 2.
You sure?
Literally, I can't think of any. I'm trying to at least try to be okay, well, what's the bad in any of these? I can't.
I would watch both of these every Halloween.
Yeah, same.
That said, what has the slight edge for me is still Ed, and Eddie. Your thoughts?
I mean, I agree.
You agree?
But...
but it's not that easy.
No, it's... I'm literally about to have a fucking panic attack right now.
It's that close.
Oh, no.
Well, we could just save a bunch of time here. We both do agree, so I think we know what moves on, but...
No.
But it pains us.
I can't do that to my boy, Bob.
It pains us to leave
No, I
SpongeBob.
can't. No, cause I can't. The memes in the episode, and then the haunted mistress. I can't.
That's what we're doing, folks.
No, these episodes. See, I'm getting frustrated.
These are two all-timers. And easily could have been the final matchup. The final matchup pales in comparison.
This is not fair.
Yeah, it's difficult, but I think we gotta move on. Ed,
No,
the Ed boys.
that's it's not fair, man.
It's not fair.
That's not fair. They're bad. No, they can't. No, they're like bad bitches. They're both goated episodes, in my opinion.
All right, I'm gonna cut us off here. We're not gonna talk in circles. SpongeBob is out.
No.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
Rip.
All right.
No.
The final matchup is no contest. It's Ed and Eddie, which just beat the second best on the bracket. It's up against Foster's. Foster's, good episode. It just doesn't stand a chance here. I'm sorry. Ed and Eddie is the winner.
Fair.
I don't even know how long this took us. It felt kind of short.
Yeah, it's a pretty short episode.
But there we have it, folks. I think we
Our boys came out on top.
Yeah, we talked a good amount about each of these. I'm happy with this.
Yeah, same.
Ed, and Eddie. And
Rip
even though I
Sponge.
did go into this thinking this would win, like I was open, if you felt strongly about anything, to changing my mind. SpongeBob, if you were strongly set on SpongeBob, I could have gone with it. But
No, I was strong.
we both gave Ed and Eddie the slight edge. And
I was strong. I was dead set on both with that. That's
Exactly.
why I couldn't choose.
Yeah.
Had to have you make the sacrifice, which sucked because SpongeBob could have went on.
So, if you're looking to watch something this Halloween, Ed, and Eddie, and SpongeBob, just watch
And
it.
Jimmy Neutron's episode. If anything,
Hey, yeah,
those
okay.
3 episodes, honestly,
So
in my opinion.
if I was gonna
and Billy and Mandy.
if I was gonna put these all in order, I didn't do that, but I'm gonna try and do that right here on
Dude,
the
I
spot.
can do it right now. That's so easy for me.
I'm gonna go Ed, and Eddie, followed by SpongeBob, followed by Billy and Mandy, followed by Foster's. Oh fuck! I already fucked up.
Nice.
The Jimmy Neutron was great too.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Here, guys. It's Ed, and Eddie's Boo Ha Ha, followed by SpongeBob Scaredy Pants. Then followed by... I'm still going to go Billy and Mandy. Then followed by... Oh, man. Jimmy Neutron and Foster's are kind of tied for me.
Oh, really?
So I guess I'm going to put... that would have been a hard one for me. I'm probably going to go... Jimmy Neutron, then Foster's, then Camp Lazlo, and then Fairly Odd Parents, and then Codename Kids. That's my list.
Mine is Ed, and Eddie, SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, Billy and Mandy, and that's it. The other ones, and Foster's Home, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Everyone... The other
You
episodes,
would put the other 3 in what order?
the other episodes I didn't care for.
All right. I still put them in order, but that's okay. I think that's going to be it for today.
Yeah.
So, happy Halloween, everyone.
Have a safe and fun Halloween. Don't do anything stupid. Hope you enjoyed this episode.
No tricks.
No, there will be tricks and there will be treats. Follow the rules.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.